Hi, I'm John McAuliffe, Chief Marketing Officer of VFM Leonardo, and welcome to the VTV channel. VTV has been produced for hotel e-commerce, marketing, and sales professionals to provide insights, knowledge, and learnings from industry experts on how to extract more value from a hotel's presence on the internet. Each week, I interview an industry expert on a single topic. We encourage you to email us at vtv@vfmleonardo.com and suggest topics that you would like us to cover in future episodes. Today, I am joined by Dr. Chris Anderson, Assistant Professor at the Cornell School of Hotel Administration. Chris's main research focus is on revenue management and service pricing. He has worked with a variety of hotels, airlines, rental car and tour companies, as well as numerous consumer packaged goods and financial services firms in the application and development of revenue management. Dr. Anderson's research has been funded by numerous governmental agencies and industrial partners. And he serves on the editorial board of the Journal of Revenue and Pricing Management and is the regional editor for the International Journal of Revenue Management. Chris, welcome back to VTV and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, John. Always my pleasure.
Today's episode, the role of OTAs in the travel planning process. I think we'd love to hear more from you about the findings that you discovered in a recent study that you authored titled The Billboard Effect, where you found quantitatively that hotels experienced a boost in reservations through the hotel's own distribution channels, i.e. their website, their call center, due to that hotel being listed on an OTA website, and specific in your study it was Expedia. I would suggest that most hoteliers believe that OTAs are booking engines and travel shoppers go to them to book travel. Your study would suggest that travel shoppers use OTAs for more than booking, and in fact, hoteliers should look at them as one of their marketing activities. So can you share with us your insights into the role of OTAs in the travel planning process?
Sure, John. So, as the study alluded to, when a property is, listed on the OTA, that is, basically increasing their exposure and increasing their reservations on channels other than the OTA itself, right? So basically, the act of being on the OTA is helping to stimulate demand, at other traditional channels, whether they be online or offline, right? And so I sort of look at the OTA as part of the demand funnel, right? So you think at the top of the demand funnel is some sort of, so we'll talk about the online demand funnel for ease here, is some sort of search campaign, whether that's, through Google or Bing or Yahoo, where basically, the traveler has very little idea of what they're looking for and sort of is globally searching on a traditional search engine for their travel experience. Partway down that funnel, they might hit some form of online travel agent, where that is still relatively, an open-ended search, but we're, probably refined to location, maybe have set sort of dates, but no particular supplier affiliation yet. And then, next down the pipe is sort of our brand.com, right? So the Marriott.com or the AmericanAirlines.com world, where we're now narrowed in on a supplier. And then, you can sort of think as a level after that is, sort of the loyalty side of the brand.com, right? So that's sort of this, demand funnel of, where people are looking for travel experiences and how they might enter that process. Some people start at the top, some people, are at the bottom already and at the loyalty program, and others are interjected at brand.com or at the OTA.
Right. Certainly, we as marketers learn that not all shoppers shop in the same way, and part of that process is segmenting people so that you have a better understanding of the process that they go through for shopping, so that you can actually appeal to them in a more relevant and appropriate way. Yeah, and I think I hear what you're saying here is that there's a large segment of the population, of the travel planning or travel shopping population, that is actually, in fact, using OTAs more for that research and comparison side of the portion of the shopping process than they actually are in the buying process.
Right, and so we would see a large volume of traffic at the OTA level. So if you look at some of the work that comes out of, say, Compete.com, where they're sort of tracking panels of consumers, they've seen a dramatic increase, probably around 30 or 40% to traffic at the OTA level, as consumers are basically still shopping for the experience at the OTA, with a smaller subset of them actually booking a reservation at the OTA, right? So the OTA share of the overall market is in the small single digits. They have a decent share of the online market, but they are basically influencing a much larger share of the transactions.
Right, and so in that, is there, in your opinion, and this may be validated by some of the findings that you have in your study or other studies, are there things that a hotelier should be doing on OTAs in order to increase the level of influence that they're going to have over those shoppers that are just searching and comparing on OTAs versus buying?
So basically, as a hotelier, you need to sort of, as you alluded to, move beyond the OTA as a booking engine and really think of it as a marketing vehicle. And so basically, the act of providing inventory to the OTA means you've engaged in that process. Your expense is really the commission you provide them on transactions. But then you can do even more. You can even spend more marketing dollars through advertisement or promotion or providing deals, and basically moving yourself up the page of that online travel agent. Again, so the online travel agent is going to make more money the more transactions that occur through their site, and so it's in their best interest to showcase the properties that have the highest probability of a deal occurring through. And so the more attractive your offer is, the more it's promoted at the OTA, the better your positioning is going to be at that OTA, right? And there's lots of research that basically indicates the probability of being purchased through that OTA dramatically decreases as you move off of the first page or the first couple of pages. That as consumers, we have very low attention spans to sort of navigate for a major urban city, the hundreds of properties that are listed there.
Right, and presumably the lower the position that you have on the OTAs, the lower the billboard effect, if you will, that you will experience on your own sales channels as well.
Correct, and so all the OTAs have very strong analytics behind the scene, so to determine that position. It's not, some people are very skeptical and think about that position as all, paid for position. There is definitely some sponsored positionings, but for the most part, the OTA is tracking who visits and who transacts, and basically can estimate the probability that someone would purchase given the offering, and they're sorting those offerings in that decreasing order of probability of purchase, right? So that's when you see Expedia picks, that's what they're really doing. Or when you go to Hotwire, for example, or Priceline, they're sort of listing those properties to basically maximize the conversion that they're achieving through that positioning. So their best, they make more money the more transactions that occur. It's in their best interest to get the properties that are going to sell up front, right? And so it's not...
It's interesting. I mean, certainly we're an organization that extols the virtues of what we call merchandising yourself better online.
Right.
And I think in essence, that's what your billboard effect and you're saying is the better that you can merchandise yourself on an OTA, the more conversions you're going to see not only on that OTA but also on your own sales channels.
Right.
And that hoteliers should be looking at these channels as what activities do I need to do to help me increase my conversions. And I find that a lot of hoteliers, particularly in the e-business side of things, focus a lot of their marketing activities on driving people to their website and less investment on those activities that actually convert that traffic into people that are buying hotel rooms online.
Correct.
And to sum that up, I mean, your insights into what hoteliers can do to extract that value out of OTAs is more than just having their listing there, I think I'm hearing. You're also suggesting to them that they should take advantage of programs that get their hotel up front and center to the travel shopper in their planning process. Is that correct?
At some level, right? So you need to, look at, all the OTAs have the opportunity for banner ads or advertisement down the right-hand side of that screen. So you should be looking at those as opportunities to increase your exposure and, have people directly link through to brand.com. At the same time, you also want to be competitive with those offerings on those sites such that when people see your listing with your competitors' listings, that they can sort of make that value comparison, right? So you want them for exposure and to move traffic to brand.com. At the same time, you want to make sure that they're understanding the value you offer versus your competition. And that's right. Really what the OTA brings to the front. It's not just the exposure, but it's the opportunity for consumers to sort of see, other offerings.
Right. And so that enhanced listing is the key to success there.
Yes.
Chris, thank you again very much for joining us on VTV. We enjoyed having you here today, and thank you for bringing those insights to our audience.
Okay. Thanks again, John.
To all the viewers out there, be sure to post your comments on this episode of VTV and subscribe to our feed to receive more valuable insights from industry experts.